welcome to your week 3 recap of VCT 2025 Kickoff. We're going to begin a bit different this time. We're going to go into patch notes. New patch just released. 10.01 is here. What does this mean? It's very small patch, but big things. Now we have rank shields in competitive mode. You get 2 shields while in tier 1 of any of the ranks except for Radiant and above. Now, what are rank shields? Let's say you're in Silver 1 and you're trying to, not demote to the place that you frankly deserve to be in. What ends up happening is that instead of going from 0 RR and then losing and then demoting straight away, you now get a second chance. Frankly, a third chance. These shields end up saving you and allow you one more chance to not be demoted and to keep going. If you lose both of your shields and you lose again, then you demo. These shields are replenished anytime you promote or demote, and overall just a very good addition, it feels like, to the game. As well as this, there is a lot of bug fixes, mainly with Teho. No surprise there. His guided salvo was getting stuck in Sage Barrier orbs, it was clipping in walls and structures, and it was not showing the right indicators on players. Artillery missile was losing functionality when cast out maps. Stealth drone was doing some weird hiccups and being affected by weird AoE like slows from Sage. Just a whole mess. Those are fixed up now. Bind was also having a bit of issue. There's some invisible collision on one of the teleporter rooms. That's also fixed now. Those are all the big changes for that. We go straight into the games now. This is where we're talking about, because frankly it was a week of bangers, and we start with this absolute gem. Loud versus Sentinels. It frankly looked like a toss-up going into it. Both teams look really strong, but of course only one can walk away. We start with Lotus, Loud's pick, and it was just a back and forth marathon in the beginning of the half. It went 6-6 by the halftime. Loud seemed to break ahead though in defense, going 10-8, but Sen managed to bring it back within one. Actually won ahead one, going 10-11, but Loud pushed through and managed to get the dub there, going 13-11 on Lotus. We then go to Pearl, Sen's pick, and that seemed to be a whole different story. Loud seemed to run away with it, going 6-1, but Sen, the comeback king, so to speak, brought it back and managed to get it pretty darn close, going 7-5. Attack side, whole different ball game for Sen, as they managed to win 8 out of 12 rounds and securing the map, going 11-13. Pearl, frankly a reverse Lotus score for Sen, and now we go into our final map of Split. Same as last map, Loud seemed to get away, seemed to have a hot start, going 4-0, but Sen brought it close, 6-6 by the halftime, and then again just absolutely crushed on defense this time though, going 9-13. Sen wins against Loud. Loud sent to the lowest bracket. Sen moves on ahead. We go meanwhile to G2 versus Leviathan, and it was a different story here, very much one-sided. We go into Pearl, G2's pick, and from there Lev went up 2. It looked promising for them, and then all of a sudden you blink and all of a sudden it's 2-6, 8-4. Somehow G2 gets ahead, then they absolutely obliterate them on defense and go 13-5 on Pearl. It looked close until it wasn't. Then we go to Fracture, Lev's pick. G2 went up early and then kept that lead throughout, going up 8-4. Lev did pull it back on attack. They brought it to 9-9, but G2, they said that's enough. They said nah, that we're good, and went 13-9 on that map. G2 wins the series. Leviathan sent to losers. From there, we go to losers bracket, Evil Geniuses versus MIBR. Speaking of one-sided matches, this wasn't even close. Well, to begin with, it was close on Abyss. Abyss, MIBR's pick, it went 6-6 by the halftime. EG actually managed to go ahead, going 10-7, and then MIBR managed to take 6. Well, they actually managed to take 9 if you count moving into the next map, and then from there it just got a hell of a lot worse. Split, EG's pick, they went down 3, then they went down 2-10 by the half, and then they ended off 3-13 by the end of it. Complete domination for MIBR. MIBR wins, moves forward in losers. Evil Geniuses, better luck next time in kickoffs. We move on though to NRG versus Crew. Something that wasn't one-sided for once, thank God. We go to Abyss, Crew's pick, and Crew has an early start to begin with. But NRG manages to tie things up, manages to keep it close, manages to go 7-5. NRG goes a little bit ahead in the first half. But Crew manages to then have an 8-1 attack and managed to win the round, win the map, going 8 and 13. An excellent, crazy attack side for Crew. We then go to Haven, NRG's pick, and from there Crew seems to have a very early advantage, going 8 and 4. But NRG, very spiteful they are, want revenge. They looked at that last map and said, hey, we could do the same thing as well, and absolutely ran away with it, going 9 and 2 on Haven, managing to get and secure the win there, going 13 and 10 on Haven, bringing us to map 3. Map 3 being Bind. Energy on attack first, and Crew manages to get ahead again, going 8 and 4. Energy do their best to try and get back in it, but just can't find a full hold. It goes 7 and 13 for Crew. Crew win. Energy out of the tournament. Crew moves ahead. We then move to Leviton versus MIBR. Probably the best match so far, arguably, in my opinion. We start with Lotus, Lev's pick, and from there MIBR went up 4, then it went up to 6 and 2. And then Lev managed to bring it back, pull it back, going 6 and 6. We then go to attack side, and Lev seems to put on the gas as they go 7 and 1 on attack side, managing to get 9 rounds in a row, if you include the first round, to win them the map. Lotus 13 and 7 for Lev. We then go to Pearl, MIB's pick, and from there's a lot back and forth. It goes 6 and 6 by a half, but MIBR managed to run away with it on attack, going 9 and 13 there, tying up the series. We then go to Split, and from there it's just chunks of rounds going to each side and another. 2 go to MIBR, 2 go to Lev, 3 go to the MIBR. It was nonsensical. It was 5-7 by a half with MIBR up on top. MIBR was poised to run away with it, frankly. They were 9 and 12 in that second half, but somehow Lev managed to pull themselves together, going 12 and 12, bringing it to overtime. MIBR though, just so poised, so calm, collected, win it, go 12 and 14. No more playing around. This is MIBR's time. They win the series. We then go to our last game of the period, and kind of an anticipated one since Loud was dropped to losers. Loud versus Crew, a rematch of the ages. Would it be the same? Spoilers, it would not be. It frankly was one-sided as well. It frankly was complete domination. We start with Bind, Crew's pick, and it just starts off hot for them and just keeps going. It went 3 and 9 by halftime, and 5 and 13 for Crew. Did not even give Loud time to breathe in the map, and from there we just go to Haven, Loud's pick, and again another 9-3 start for Crew. They just crushed them. Loud do a better job this time catching up, tying it up at one point 11 and 11, but Crew do not want the same result. They do not want to go back home. They do not want to lose to Loud again. They pull themselves together and get the rest to win the map. Crew wins. Loud out of the competition altogether. We now go to our official stand-in. Send versus G2, MIB versus Crew. Hot games coming up. Who will come up on top? Who will go to losers? And who will be kicked off of Kickoff? We will just have to see. Meanwhile, internationally, this is what everything looks like. And that is about it for this update. Thank you for watching.